Hello, welcome to having a baby. Today is one of our videos on labour. You may have read about 3 stages of labour, the first, second and third. This stage of labour is called the latent phase, and this is right at the very beginning when your body's thinking about going into labour. And this is the point where you'll be thinking, am I in labour? Is this it? How will I know? Shall I ring them? Okay, before we start, remember that the advice I'm giving you here is aimed at you if you've got a healthy, low-risk pregnancy and you're going into labour, and what is considered term here, which is 37 weeks to coming up to 42 weeks gestation. If you've got a complicated pregnancy and it's high risk and you have a plan in place, please follow the plan that you've been given. We will be doing videos on complications and the high-risk pregnancy, so look out for those. All right, so the latent phase. Think about your uterus as a funnel that you put oil into the car, and the long bit on the bottom is the equivalent to your cervix. That has to shrink up and get to between 3, then open up to between 3 and 4 centimetres, that's the bottom of your uterus, before you're considered actually in the first stage of labour. So the latent phase is the shrinking up of that cervix and getting to the magic 3 or 4 centimetres that opened up, dilated, you'll hear us say. It's a very tricky phase because it can be really uncomfortable, it can be really painful, and it's very frustrating because there's nothing you can actually do to speed it up. Your body's doing something by itself. The other thing you need to know is this can go on from 2 to 7 days. Some women are very lucky and they're unaware of it, and other people are very well aware of it, and it can be really quite uncomfortable. So the aim of this video today is to help you deal with this phase of labour, because very often women ring us up at the unit, they want to come in, we check them over, we reassure them and we send them home, which is in fact the best place for you to be. It's not that we're being mean, it is the best place for you to be. But then they may do this 3 or 4 times before they actually go into labour, and they start then their labour very tired, frustrated and in a negative frame of mind. So we're going to avoid you making unnecessary trips into the unit, but feel free to ring us at any time if you're worried, and we're quite happy to have a chat with you. Okay, and we're going to try and aim to get you to start and get into the first stage of labour in a positive frame of mind, knowing that you can cope and you can do this. So how are you going to feel? You're going to possibly feel anxious, you're going to feel a bit sort of not knowing what to do with yourself. You might feel very sort of productive and do lots of housework and something. We call that nesting. You may have bouts of diarrhea, not very pleasant, but that sometimes happens. And as long as you're not vomiting and you haven't got a temperature, that's all perfectly normal. This is your body getting ready for going into labour. So what are you going to do? You need to, first of all, deal with the pain. And you may find that you start with periody type pain, sort of dull ache above your pubic bone, back pain that can be quite intense in actual fact. There's not much we can do for you at this stage. So if you've got paracetamol, use it. Read the box, it'll tell you how often you can take them. Use water. If you have a bath, get in the bath, drain it, refill it as many times as you like. Make sure it covers your bump and it's not too hot. If you've got a shower, shower your bump, shower your back. It's really good for you and it'll help you relax. And relaxing is a key to pain relief. It sounds really weird because your natural response to pain is to tense up, oh my God, and try and get away from it. What you've got to do in labour is allow it to wash over you. Things that help are reminding yourself that each tightening is only going to last a few seconds, even when you get into full-blown labour. And practice your breathing, because when you breathe, you relax everything. So as you feel it coming on, and you may not be sure, you might think, oh, is that tightening? I don't know, is it? So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And keep that going. Keep it going in a circle. And by that, I mean don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath at all, because that stops the oxygen getting to your baby. And you need as much oxygen as possible flowing through your placenta to your baby. Okay, so practice your breathing, and that will help you do what we call get your head in the zone. So your body is physically preparing for labour, but it's very important that you mentally prepare for labour as well, and prepare for what's happening to you. So the other thing that's very important to help you deal with this is fueling your body. Make sure you eat and drink. Do not leave great long gaps between eating. And even if it's just popping in a bit of chocolate every hour or so and drinking lots of water, that will help. If you're diabetic, then obviously follow your plan. If you're not diabetic, happy days. You can eat pretty much what you want now, okay, to get you through labour. We advise you to drink lots of water. Avoid fizzy energy drinks at this point. If you don't like water, drink juice, and avoid too much caffeine, okay? You don't want to overtax your body. It's going to go through enough. Okay. The other thing you can do is mobilise. Balance between mobilising and resting. When we say mobilise, we don't want you running down the stairs for the entirety of your labour. Of course not. But we want you to keep mobile. That will help loosen everything. Helps you with the pain. Also helps baby get in the optimum position for being delivered. Get your partner to massage you. You know, use distraction techniques, watch TV, listen to some music, do whatever it is that makes you feel good. And if it's in the daytime, then, you know, go for a walk. If you've got a dog, go for a walk. Great, okay? Make sure you time these tightenings. That's another thing to do, really important, because you're going to be ringing us throughout this phase, I'm sure, and just telling us what's going on. And if you can ring us and say, okay, I'm getting these tightenings and they're coming about one every 10, 15 minutes and they're lasting however many seconds, that gives us an idea of what's happening to you, and we can then make a decision whether you need to come in and see us or whether you're fine to stay at home. Staying at home is great. You're relaxed. You're in your own environment. It's really good for labour. You can take all your clothes off if you want to and run around the house. You can eat and drink whenever you want. You haven't got other people around you, strangers, and you can sleep in your own bed or rest in your own bed, whatever you want to do. Okay, really important. Stay nice and calm. Now, times you need to ring us. Obviously, when this starts and you're concerned, give us a ring. And as it's going on, give us a ring. That's fine. If your waters go, ring us straight away. We would like to see you generally. Most units would like you to come in. We're generally happy if the water is clear or pink. We're not so keen if it's yellow, green or brown. We'll invite you in and have a look at it. Please put a pad on when your waters go so you can keep an eye on the colour as well. You can ring us up and tell us what colour it is and if it's really heavy or how much is coming out roughly. You may have your show at this point. Your show is the mucus plug that's in your cervix, and it's a bit like snot. Okay, so you may find you get a lot of heavy vaginal discharge, quite a snotty discharge. Sometimes this can even be blood-stained, don't be frightened. Again, give us a ring if you're worried about anything. Put a pad on again. And when I say put a pad on, I mean put a sanitary towel in your pants. Okay, and make sure you've got some pants that are sturdy, a bit like Bridget Jones' pants. If you haven't seen the film, I'm talking about some big pants. Okay, don't bother with a thong, it's not going to do much at all. Any fresh, frank, heavy bleeding, then ring us straight away. Any sudden onset of pain that doesn't go away, ring us straight away. Okay, so let's recap. The latent phase is your body getting ready to go into labour. You're not actually in labour yet, and you may find that very frustrating if you ring up and hear us say you're not in labour. Okay, but it's a fact. So your cervix is shrinking up to get to the magic 3 or 4 centimetres when you will be in labour. You may feel anxious, you may feel productive, you may have diarrhoea, all normal. Any temperature, any vomiting with the diarrhoea, and you've probably got a bug, let us know. What you're going to do, deal with the pain. Use paracetamol, use the water. Mobilise, fuel your body. Really important, don't leave big gaps between food, okay? Drink lots of water. All right, so you're going to mobilise and you're going to rest. Use distraction techniques. And you're going to breathe. You're going to practice that lovely breathing that's going to get you through labour. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Remember, it's only going to last a few seconds. All right? Okay, that's really important. You're going to time how often these tightenings are coming and how long they're lasting for. And you can ring us at any point through this process. When these tightenings start happening and they're consistently lasting for 60 seconds or more, and you're getting about 4 of them in 10 minutes, and that's been happening for an hour, give us a ring. The likelihood is we'll invite you in. Okay, so using all of these techniques and remembering you're designed to do this, you can do this, stay nice and calm, focus on the fact that it's only going to last a few seconds, and we'll get you onto the first stage of labour.